الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Guarding the tongue from the book of Al-Adhkar of Imam An-Nawawi, Imam Yahya ibn Sharaf An-Nawawi. The backbiting of the heart. Know that having bad thoughts about someone is forbidden, just like having bad speech about him. So as it is forbidden for you to speak to others about the defects of a person, it's likewise forbidden for you to speak to yourself about that and to hold bad thoughts for him. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ajtanibu kathiran min ad-danni inna ba'danni ithman. All you who believe, avoid much types of suspicion. Some forms of suspicion is a sin. And Abu Hurairah who reported that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, beware of suspicion, for indeed suspicion is the most untruthful form of speech. The hadith with this same understanding I have mentioned here are many. What the backbiting of the heart means is when the heart has firm conviction and holds bad thoughts about someone. But as for the notions that occasionally display in one's mind, or when one talks to himself, then as long as these thoughts do not remain established and continuous in him, it is excused according to the conscience of the scholars. This is because he has no choice in the matter so as to stop it from occurring, nor can he find any way to liberate himself from when it does occur. This is the understanding of what has been identically established in the text. Allah say, indeed Allah has permitted for my ummah that which their souls is for them, so long as they do not speak to it audibly or act upon it. The scholars say, this refers to the nations that form in one's mind, but do not become settled or established there. And they say this is regardless of if the nation consists of backbiting, disbelief, or so on. That is, it is pardoned so long as it does not settle. So, for example, whoever's mind becomes flooded with thoughts of disbelief, but they are only thoughts, without him intending to have them carried out, and he then rids himself of this thought right after they occur, he is not a disbeliever, nor is there any sin on him. We have already said previously in the chapter on the internal whisperings, the authentic hadith in which the companion said, O Messenger of Allah, some of us find things in our thought that are too tremendous to speak of. So Sallallahu said, that is the confirmation of faith. And this goes for the other reports we have mentioned in the chapter that bear the same understanding. The reason for this thought being excused is due to what we have stated previously, that these thoughts are impossible to prevent. Rather, one is only able to prevent those thoughts from becoming settled and established in one's mind. This is why the heart being resolute and determined on this thought is forbidden. So whenever this thought, which consists of backbiting or any other sin, present themselves in your mind, it is an obligation on you to repel them, turn away from them, and mention some excuses or explanation that will change what seems apparent. Abu Hamid al-Ghazali said in Al-Ihya, if bad thoughts should occur in your heart, then these are from the whisperings of the devil, which he has placed in you. So you must deny and reject them, because he is indeed the most wicked of evildoers, fasik. And Allah has said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, idha ja'akum fasq binawin fatabayyanu, an tusibu qawman bijahalati fasbiru ala ma fa'altum nadimin. If a wicked person that is a fasik comes to you with news, then verify it, lest you harm people without realizing it. That is out of ignorance, and afterwards you become grateful for what you have done. So it is not permissible for you to please the devil. And if there is some sign that indicates that he is corrupt, yet he implies the opposite of that, then it is not permissible to hold bad thoughts for him. Among the signs that indicate one holding bad thoughts for someone is that your heart changes with him only from the way it used to be, and that you run away from him and find him to be unbearable, and that you are lazy when it comes to having concern for him, showing kindness to him, and being worried when he does evil. And indeed the devil comes close to one's heart when the slightest trace of defect show in people, and he places this in you, while you think this does occur due to your astuteness, intelligence, and quick alertness. But the believer sees with the light of Allah, so this person is reality speaking with the deceptions and evil plots of the devil. And if a trustworthy person informs you of this, then do not believe him or reject him. in order that you will not have bad thoughts about either of them. Whenever some evil thoughts about another Muslim come into your mind, then let that make you increase in your showing concern and being kind to him, because this will enrage the devil and repel him from you. So he will not place such doubt in you afterward, out of fear that it will only cause you to increase in your supplication for that person. And whenever you come to know of a defect or a mistake in another Muslim based on some proofs which cannot be denied, then advise him in privacy and do not let the devil deceive you such that he invites you and leads you towards backbiting him. And when you admonish him, then do not admonish him while you are happy and pleased that you have knowledge of his deficiency. So it's as if he is looking at you with the eyes of awe and respect, while you are looking down at him with condescending eyes. Rather make your intention in that to free him from this sin, while you are distressed over him, just as you are distressed when some defense enters into you, and is getting rid of that defense without you having to admonish him. That is on his own should be more beloved to you than having to rid himself of due to your admonishing. These are the words of Al-Ghazali. I say we stated previously that if someone is presented with a notion of bad thought for another person, he should cut off those bad thoughts. But this unless there is some religiously suggested benefit that leads to making about that person in this manner. So if such a reason, if such a reason exists, holding this thought about his deficiencies is permissible, as well as warning against them, as can be seen in the jarh criticism of certain witnesses, reporters, and others we have mentioned in the chapter on what type of backbiting is permissible.